Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Playing World of Tanks. I'm AJ, and today we'll be looking at a game that I had in my Jagdpanzer E100, which is the German Tier 10 tank destroyer. Now the Jagdpanzer E100 is a very interesting tank. I play it more as a very heavily armed E100. And on this map, Redshire, if you look closely at the enemy team composition, you will see 2 artillery on the enemy team. Now on Redshire, whenever there's 2 artillery on the enemy team, or 3 artillery, or even 4, I am very apprehensive of playing the usual heavy tank line, which is the 09 line. And for good reason, because RD has pretty easy shots, you get bogged down trying to fight other heavies, and all they have to do is just relentlessly hit you over and over again until you're dead. So what I'm gonna try and do is play slightly differently. I'm gonna play on the ridge in the middle, and hopefully RD will leave me alone long enough for me to impact the game. At least that's what the plan is for now. Plans, no matter how carefully laid out, always have to adapt to changing situations, and in this case it will be no different. Now I was hoping for the scouts to light up the middle here on this map, and because the reason where I'm taking the Jagdpanzer E100, I would have an easy shot of whatever is crossing in the open and trying to get to the 09 line. Unfortunately for us, our team seems like either doesn't know what they're doing, or just because I'm not going there, have decided to play extremely defensively across the corner. That is generally where the heavies will come out. One other thing you want to keep in mind is that in this matchmaking that we see currently, there's 2 tier 10s per team. So that means it falls on me and the waffle on my team to actually carry majority of the damage on our team. Because the higher you are within the food chain, you know, let's say you're tier 10 in a tier 9 game, tier 9 and tier like a T54 in a tier 9 maximum game, you should be doing the most damage on your team, not the tier 8. It's not their job to do the most damage, it's your job. And that's why at some points in the game I will have to push the momentum of this game. Now I hesitate here just for a second, and I know since I'm going in alone against the T54 mod 1, it is highly likely that I might be in trouble if I bounce the shot. So I hold my shot initially and then wait until I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hem him and do damage. And to secure the kill, I ram him for good measure, which takes off his remaining health and gives me the first kill of the match. Now next up we have a Carnarvon pushing up on our right flank, and due to the house being in the way, I initially don't get a shot on him. But I follow the IS-3's lead behind me and slightly climb up the ridge, wait for him to shoot over my shoulder, and finish off the Carnarvon afterwards. Now with the Carnarvon gone, the next target on my list was the AMX-30, because I actually thought that the RU would not stick around where he was last spotted, seeing that since our team is actually pushing up and it is going to be very difficult for him to run away when he or she gets spotted. But he sticks around just long enough. Again, with the Jagdpanzer, you have to be very patient with your shots. I hold my shot just long enough for him to be spotted, and also compensate for the shell velocity of this tank, which is extremely slow, and I one-shot him for a 1200 roll, which is pretty close to what the max roll on this tank would be. Now my next target would have been the T54 if he had stuck around, and I would have actually shot him to take him out. But he runs away from the scene because he knows that the amount of tanks coming over the hill, he is not going to be able to deal with it, and so he has to retreat to a more defensive position, which is the right thing to do given the circumstances. So I instead turn my attention towards the north, seeing if I can put a shot in the IS-7 or the other 3 heavies that are proceeding around the tank corner, the heavy tank corner, and I don't seem to have shots, even though the IS-3 has been shooting in the middle and damaging some of our teammates. But suddenly a Renegade Tiger 2 appears, and he presents me a very easy shot, which I take and shave off about 2/3 of his health. Now I turn my attention towards the south one more time. Seeing as the T-54 is still lit, I am wanting to take him out of the game just because T-54, no matter who's driving, is an extremely dangerous tank in the right hands, and taking him out would make the job of the MX-1390 pretty easy to go take out the RD in the game. Now at this point I stopped for just a second. I did not know whether there was anybody shooting at the IS-8 that was appearing in the middle, but fortunately for us, the Waffle was there and he started putting shots into the IS-8. As soon as I realized that he was doing that, I just ignored the IS-8 altogether and started heading back to base so I can actually either reset the cap or do damage to whatever is coming around. Now the tables have turned on the enemy team. We have secured middle, so we have majority of the map control now. The only thing that remains now is taking out the stragglers. Now the IS-3 gets baited by the Spear Panzer 1C and he gets taken out by me. I think he evidently forgot there was a JPZ in the game. I get lucky that at this point the SU-14-2 fires and just manages to track me and not do that much damage. I repair my tracks, which is kind of questionable at this point because I would have taken a shot from the IS-7 anyways, so there was no point in repairing just yet. Now at this point the IS-7 provides me with a very easy shot at his lower plate, which I take. Unfortunately for me, I don't manage to kill him in the process, so I just ram him to secure myself my 6th kill and also the top gun. All that remains in the game is a T-32 and an SU-14-2, which will be quickly spotted. I managed to put one more shot into the T-32 and that takes him out, so hopefully you enjoyed this game. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode of Playing World of Tanks.
Penetration.